welcome back. Comedian Mark Normand is here. Oh, hello.
Hey, good to be here.
Man, we've been watching videos of you all week long.
Oh, you're the one.
I didn't say where the videos are from. Jeff set up a camera in your bathroom. So those kind of videos.
Great testicles.
Thank you. They're long and red.
Really dipping the old doodle, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They outlength the shaft, that's for sure, which is always a bummer, you know?
Well, congratulations on that.
You know, you can't penetrate a woman with the sack, so.
Right.
I wish you could. I'd be killing it.
Yes, Moon? Did you have something to say?
Oh, no, I feel his pain. I got the same thing going on. The forced
right.
perspective is terrible. It's just not flattering.
Good night, Moon.
Mark is
Good night
at
to you as well.
Helium Comedy Club. He's got 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, 7:30 and 10 o'clock. And well, tonight, there's like a Valentine's Day package.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
2 reserved seats and chocolate and strawberry.
All right, well, at least I won't get any laughs, but there'll be a boner or two.
A lot of couples tonight going
I
out.
know. Hate the couples. Hate date night is bad for comedy. You
Is
know,
it really?
you want comedy nerds. I want a guy who's into comedy to see a show. It's the only thing like that. No one's going to Hamilton like, let's see what happens. I feel like you know what's going to happen. You want to see Hamilton. With comedy, people are like, let's go see comedy. It's date night. We'll get hammered and yell at some Jew.
Well, you know what it is? It's maybe couples just trying to kill a couple hours.
That's
They
what it
can't-
is.
They can't figure out anything else to do, so they're going to kill a couple hours of the Mark Normand show.
Exactly. And I'm trying to bare my soul and have some artistic integrity and have some jokes and some originality. And they're like, this is boring. Why?
So you would would be great for you? Just a room full of virgins.
Oh, that's the dream.
This guy right here is a virgin.
Oh, hey, I can tell.
See, I told you guys.
You got Hyman written all over you.
He really is a 38-year-old virgin.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
With that hair?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Isn't it like an angel kissed his head?
Yes. Beautiful.
And
Beautiful head of hair.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a mane.
See it right on the line there is perfection. Well done, sir.
Well, he's getting married.
Oh, who is he?
Next month.
All right.
Yeah, come March, so
Oh, come.
yeah. That's C-O-M-E.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Finally. Well, hey, congrats. Is she a virgin as well?
Yeah.
Oh, my. How'd you find the last virgin in St. Lou?
I know. It's pretty
This
wild.
town's full of whores. There's nothing else to do here. This town is so stuck in the 50s. It's bowling, diners, and segregation. You guys got the big 3.
Yeah.
And we like to keep it that way.
And the holy...
No, I mean, not the segregation.
Yeah, 2 of the 3.
The bowling and the...
Yeah, and they got the holy trinity of diarrhea, which is Emo's Pizza, barbecue, and... Oh, I forgot the third one.
Bowling, yeah.
No, the diarrhea.
Bowling causes diarrhea.
Oh, I forgot the third food you guys eat. That's weird.
Toasted ravioli.
Toasted ravioli, pork steaks.
Pork steak.
Oh,
probably.
yeah. Hey, those are all good. I'll take
all
it.
that stuff.
Courtesy diner, pretty much. The whole thing there.
You like it here? How many times have you been to St. Louis?
This will be my third. It wears on you. You know, for some reason, when I land here, I feel like I gain 8 pounds. I'm divorced, and I got an OxyContin addiction.
Yeah. It's because of our goddamn airport.
Yeah, we can,
It's the
Yeah.
worst airport in
we
the
can help
country.
you with that.
Bad airport.
Thank you.
I flew in. I had to go stop at Pittsburgh. I had a direct flight from LaGuardia. Had to stop at Pittsburgh to refuel, and of course that takes a couple hours. And I finally made it here.
Yeah, and a refuel in Pittsburgh from LaGuardia. What kind of plane were you on?
I had a regular old, I don't know, puddle jumper, whatever you call
So
it. but
refuel in Pittsburgh
I'd
from
never heard of
LaGuardia?
it. It's a 3-hour flight. We got to refuel? What is this?
They were just trying to delay getting to Lambert.
Yeah, they just didn't want to come here.
Yeah, this is like, let's take as
We
long
did
as we
have-
can.
Sure, Mark. Are you sure?
We had an airport Chili's, but that closed.
Oh, that's when this whole town went to hell. When that
Well,
Chili's closed.
you're a New Orleans guy, and actually somebody emailed us about New Orleans, and they're going at the end of the month.
Yeah, they're going at the end of the month. They want to know some places to go, but almost as importantly, where not to go.
Oh, all right. Tell them to message me. I'll give them all the scoops.
Okay.
Because it's a long list.
Because I went for the first time, actually a year ago, almost to the day I was there. First time, when you go to the airport, it smells like a wet basement.
Oh, yeah, that's us.
That was my first.
That's us.
That was my first thing about New Orleans is, man, it smells like a wet basement.
Yeah, well, everything's soaked in, semen and dirty water. It's horrific. The whole town is. We had a big douching, which we call Katrina. But the town's filthy. But it's quite dangerous as well. I live in New York now, and everybody's like, "Watch out, New York!" I'm like, New Orleans was way worse. I got robbed constantly in New Orleans. So be careful out there, kids.
We stayed right on Bourbon Street.
Oh, nice.
Horrible mistake.
Big mistake.
It was Four Corners Marriott, I think. Did you know where that
It's
is?
like the center of the French Quarter.
We had a balcony.
Oh, nice.
So we had a balcony, did the whole thing. Wanted to get the real New Orleans experience. And when you get there and you get to the hotel room, they have earplugs on the nightstands.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder why they have earplugs. Because you cannot sleep because it's constant yelling outside.
Never stops. Bourbon, it's wild. It's 24/7.
It stops around 4 o'clock when they literally hose off the street.
Yeah. That's hose, H-O-E-S. Yeah, but it's no one actually goes there who lives there, It's just this. It's like Times Square. No New Yorker's going to Times Square.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I grew up in New York, so.
Like the Arch here. We don't all go down and visit the Arch.
Right.
No, when
Because of the danger.
Yeah.
When out-of-towners come, they go, we want to see the Arch, and that's when you take them out of the Arch.
Yeah.
Wait, you're a New Yorker?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I moved here in 03
Can I ask why?
for work. Much like a comic, we're kind of nomads.
Right,
go
right.
from city to city and
Yeah.
kind of go where the work is.
But see, these towns are great because this is what I guess this is a flyover they call, which is so condescending. I hate that term because it's like this is a real place with good people. Everybody's working. You guys care. You're humble, and you guys just work and marry a plus-size woman and have some kids.
Yeah.
Towns like this get a bad rap. I mean, I like it here. I like Illinois. I like Ohio.
Well, why'd you move to New York? Because New
comedy.
Orleans is not the center of comedy?
There's zero comedy in New Orleans. It's, blues and jazz and food and, all this stuff, art, but you can't do comedy there. Nobody wants to sit and listen to your thoughts on Uber.
Yeah. In New Orleans?
Yeah,
Which
they
is
want to
weird.
get drunk.
You would think that would be a slam dunk in the French Quarter, but there are no. I don't remember any comedy shops down there.
They open and close.
Other than like House of Blues. Last time I was down there, I think there was a comedy show at House of Blues. But other than that, there is no. And you would think you'd be strip club, bar, comedy shop.
It doesn't fit the culture.
You know what? You don't want
They want to
drunk-
party.
You don't want drunken idiots
No.
at a comedy show.
Yeah, comedy's like this intellectual art form almost. I know there's a lot of stool humping and Steve-O, but it's it's set up punch. It's written. You got to hear every word, and you got to sit quietly. And they don't, nobody wants to do that. It's bachelorette parties. It's weddings and stuff like that. So
Yeah, listen, when you look at and people are drinking out of a plastic fish bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not
yeah,
really
but
paying attention to
that's
me.
a perfect place for it. That's like the Crucible. You guys, it would be like your crucible of comedy. If you can do,
If you could turn them, if you can make
do
them
the French
laugh.
Quarter.
Yeah, well, and when you start, I started there, so you have to learn real quick. So it makes you pretty good, but there's quite a ceiling.
I would think a lot of comics would get punched there.
Oh, yeah. I grew up with a big fear of being punched all the time. Did you guys have that? That might have been a 90s thing.
I wake up every day with the goal of not being punched in the face.
Same. But
Like-
I feel like younger people don't think that. They're safer. Younger people seem way more like willy-nilly, entitled, I do what I want. When I was a kid, that guy would have punched me, he'll wedgie me, he'll swirly me, he'll diddle me, he'll kill my dad.
To this day, when I go to bed, every day I go, I didn't get punched today.
didn't get punched today.
Good day.
Yes.
Good day.
Did
But
you ever
have you been punched?
Yes, in the face?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
It's not a good feeling.
It's horrible. I got knocked out once on St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans, and I peed myself.
Ah.
And my girlfriend was like, "You okay?" And I woke up, and I was in a guy's lawn, and I had urinated. And I'll tell you, that'll bring you back to earth.
Why were you punched in the face? Did you say something untowards?
I
to
got into a
somebody?
scuffle, a skirmish, about an hour before, and the guy saw me and ran up and knocked me out. I didn't see it coming.
Cold-cocked you, huh?
Cold cock.
That's
Hit me right in the temple.
Oh.
I had a big old wallop right on the eyeball there.
And, I mean, jaw jacking this guy back and forth, and you're probably thinking, he's not going to hit me, and then...
Pretty much, yeah. Me and a couple friends and his friends had a little bit of a brouhaha, and then the cops came, it dissipated, and we all went our separate ways. But like an hour later, apparently he saw me and just got me.
Just knocked you out, huh?
Yeah, cold on a lawn, just laying on a lawn like a chalk drawing, you know.
Well, give this emailer, Mark's information, the home
Yes.
number and address.
Yes.
And just when you're down in
Social.
New Orleans, do your parents live there?
Yeah, still there. They
So
can't
have
leave.
Have them live. Have them,
Yeah, they
have
can
them
stay.
down
They
in
can't
your
leave
parents' door.
legally. They can't leave.
They can stay in my parents' bed between my folks.
Say, hey, I know
Safe.
Mark.
Yeah.
Are your
Mark
parents-
said that this is okay.
Are your parents proud of you?
I don't know. It's hard to. They're not generous giving. They don't really emote.
What do you mean they don't know? They don't
It's like it's not warm and fuzzy with you.
That seems to be a theme with most artists, especially.
as long as Mark is not asking us for money, it's okay.
Yeah. Like that's the beauty of my parents is they're so aloof. I guess that's the word. Or they don't care about anything, which sucks because every now and then you need a hug or a ride or a meal. But it's great when you go, I'm going to be a comedian. They go, all right, get out of
Oh,
here.
they didn't.
Right.
They were like, follow your dreams.
Go nuts.
Sounds great,
What do you
son.
think they wanted you to be?
Out of the house.
A professional gone person.
Yes, exactly.
Not here.
I was an annoying kid. I was a bedwetter. I had braces. I got dandruff. I needed attention. They don't want that.
No.
They're like, we fed you. We put a roof. We did our part. Now, please stop talking to me.
18, get out.
Get out. My dad would do a thing where I'd go, Dad, you're not going to believe this, and I was like 8, and he would just go, huh? And point to the TV, meaning like, shut up and watch. Get it off of me.
Talk to that thing.
Yeah.
Light.
Yeah.
Talk to the thing with the light coming out of it.
Yeah, that's the
That's your
babysitter.
friend.
That's your focal point, not me. I
Well,
don't
they
care
seem
about you.
sweet. They seem sweet.
They're nice people. They're just, rough around the edges, military. They worked for everything they got, blah, blah, blah. And
Military, huh?
ex-military, yeah.
So were you a kid that moved around a lot?
No, they did their stint. They were JAGs. You know what that is?
Yes.
A TV show.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were
Cool, they're
jag-offs.
Movie stars.
Yeah, they.
What is a jag?
It's a
Judge
lawyer.
Advocate General, right?
Is that it?
Judge Advocate General.
Wow,
You don't
that's
even
pretty good.
know?
Thank you.
I don't know the term.
What kind of
Isn't
son
it
are
just
you?
Air Force though?
Well, maybe that. Yeah,
No,
maybe that
okay.
relationship went both ways. Sounds like you weren't really paying attention.
No,
either.
I'm not going to pay attention to them. They're not paying attention to me.
You didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to be born.
Yeah, I wanted to be aborted.
So you moved out at what age?
I guess 19, 18.
And then you went to the big city, huh?
Yeah, well, I moved to Baton Rouge to go to college. Lived in a house with 5 guys, hot tub, beer pong, STDs, anal, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then failed out of college, went to 3 different colleges, just a real idiot, degenerate, douche, failure, deadbeat. And I found comedy. I worked at a Mexican restaurant. Some guy goes, hey, you should do comedy. You're fun. And he said, I'm going to this place. We drove 3 hours. I did 5 minutes, bombed, but I said, that I'm in love. And I just opened the phone book back when you did that.
Was
And
like, boy, this material you do about tacos is great. You should be a road comic.
yeah, exactly. So I just started doing the road, and I moved to New York with a couple guys and got mugged 3 times in a year, got bed bugs, landlord died of AIDS, and I was hooked.
Oh, you got mugged in New York?
3 times.
3 times.
In a year.
I got mugged in New York, and the cops blamed me.
What?
I was in a not great neighborhood living, and the cops said, what do you expect?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who got you, the Jews?
I was up in Washington Heights.
Oh, yeah, Dominicans.
Dominican.
Yeah. Where you from, Queens?
Yes.
Bay City or Bayside? What do you call
Flushing.
it? Flushing, okay. Wow, you are a New Yorker.
So you could tell I'm a Queens person?
Oh, yeah. Because you seem nice.
Oh, that's...
Brooklyn
really?
guys have
You
like some
just-
weird edge.
Hey.
You just met him.
You
huh?
just won an award for the first guy to say that.
Well, you seem like a gentle soul.
Yes, I am.
Not according to these guys.
You,
But,
you get to
sure you
leave.
know
We
what
have
that
to
means.
stay. Will you
oh,
stop?
yeah. Well, Brooklyn's got this weird edge. Manhattan's got a little entitlement. You're right in the middle.
Uh-huh.
You just seem like a normal dude.
So I moved to Washington Heights. Really nasty apartment. It was like $400 a month. Me and
Yeah.
another guy were splitting the rent. Lead paint on the walls. I mean, had to be like 5 inches thick.
Yeah, yeah.
And bars on the windows.
Oh, yeah.
And my girlfriend was over at my place, and she brought her car, and I parked her car for her. Mm-hmm. It was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So in New York City, you got to really drive around looking for
Yeah.
a parking spot. So finally, one opened up around 4 or 5 blocks away from my apartment.
Pretty good.
So I found the parking spot, and I was on the phone with her, walking back to the apartment. Hey, babe, found a parking spot. And I was not paying attention, and 2 gentlemen were coming up my way on the sidewalk and then tackled me into an alleyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
What happened?
One guy had a knife to my throat, and took my cell
Whoa.
phone, and took my wallet.
Whoa.
And I said, please, you could take whatever I have. Just don't take my driver's license. I don't want to go to the DMV. That was my first thought.
I get it. That DMV in New York is none too pretty.
I said, please, just don't take my driver's license. And they took it.
What are they going to do with that? Sell it?
No. The good news is, got the driver's license back about 6 months later. Somebody knocked on my door.
What?
And said, we found this in the Bronx. And walked it down to my apartment.
Wow.
He said, I'll give it back to you for $200.
No, he just gave it back. Found my driver's license in the street. And walked it back.
What a weirdo.
Unfortunately, I had gone to the DMV already.
Damn.
Did you have weaponry used against you during these muggings?
Well, no. One was an X-Acto knife, but I don't count that. My stories are crazy. One, I was in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, where I lived, hammered. I had a real booze problem. I was like basically almost in a blackout, like bouncing off the walls, trying to get home on the sidewalk. And I see 5 guys on the corner bebopping and scatting, shooting dice, like out of a movie, drinking 40s, thug guys, cardboard little cutout, just rolling the dice, jumping around, laughing, giggling. And I said, I'm going to cross the street. I see an older gentleman, older guys coming towards me, white beard, big, like an old black guy, 60-something maybe. Big guy, though. And he's like Joe Brown type. And he's walking towards me, and I had an iPod. This is back when the iPod was a thing. Remember, thick? You had the little circle.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, give me that radio. And I was like, what? I was so drunk. In my mind, I go, it's not a radio. That's what I said, thinking he would go,
it's not a radio. And he looked at it and go, it's an iPod.
Yeah.
It's the latest Apple product.
Far more valuable.
That's basically what I was saying. Like, this is not a radio, sir. And he was like, just give it to me. And I was like, no. And I wasn't even scared because I was so hammered. And he just grabbed the cord and he yanked it. And, did that thing where it pulls out of your ears. So I'm yanking it, and we're just going back and forth. And he's like, what are you doing? And he picks me up. My feet are dangling out of a movie, and he's slamming me against the business. You know when the business closed, that metal gate?
Yeah.
It's just going pow, pow. It's like that sheet metal, And I'm like punching him in the face. I'm just dangling there. This guy's I think he was on PCP or something because he was super strength. And I'm kicking him, and nothing's happening. Before I know it, those 5 guys, bebopping and scatting, they run over, pull him off me, and just beat the hell out of the guy. I mean, kicking him in the face, stomping on him.
Oh, the guy that's trying to rob you?
Yeah, they grabbed him. And I was like, what the hell? It was so much to take in, and I just grabbed my iPod and ran home. And I was like, what the hell was that? Why would they attack him? I didn't get it. I talked to a cop. They go, those were drug dealers. They can't have a honky getting killed in the neighborhood. So they had to make a decision.
Oh, wow.
And they went with him just to save the turf. To keep the cops out of there.
Yeah, they don't want the corner to be hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The block is hot.
The block is hot.
Damn.
So thank God for drugs.
Yeah.
Well, so
Drugs saved my life.
After I was accosted in the alleyway, I got up and ran towards my apartment. At that moment, I guess somebody had called in to the police that there was somebody with a gun running down the street.
Ah.
So I'm running down the street, and an undercover police officer drives up onto the sidewalk, gets out of his car, gun drawn, spotlight on me, brick wall going, get up against the wall. My hands are up. I'm going, I was just robbed.
You're the victim.
These guys just robbed me. And pats me down, sees I don't have anything on me because I was just mugged, and goes, get in the car.
What?
Yeah. So I get in the car.
What a night.
And he's yelling at me. Why do you live up here? You know this is going to happen to you.
Wow.
This is your fault.
What a
This is your
weirdo.
fault.
Why do you carry your wallet with you?
So now I'm gone. My girlfriend is waiting for me. She knows I'm on the phone with her, and then the phone goes dead.
Oh, yeah. Did they take the phone?
They took the phone.
Oh, damn.
Phone goes dead. So now she sees a bunch of cops had come. Now she sees the flashing lights, the red and blue lights. Now she's on the stoop of my apartment crying, thinking I'm dead.
All right.
Undercover car pulls up. Window rolls down. I'm like, get in. She's crying. I'm like, I get in the car.
Whoa.
So now she's in the back of the cop car with me. The officer goes, let's go around to go see who stole your wallet.
Oh, I know that feeling.
So now we're driving around this terrible area in Manhattan looking for who stole my wallet.
Oh, like they're just going to be standing on the corner.
We're driving through one of the parks, going up to people, and the police officer would shine the light on these group of up to no-gooders.
Yeah, riffraff.
And he would go, any of these guys? I'm like, no. We'd go to another group. Any of these guys? Well, that guy kind of good enough for me.
No. Boy, the NYPD stinks.
Now he's got everybody lined up on the hood of the car. They could see inside the car.
This cracker is ruining our night. Because they're not doing that for those guys.
No.
We call that a little white priv.
Do you point at your girlfriend the whole time?
Yeah. One of you had to have said, we should move to Missouri.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Let's avoid all this crime and move to Missouri.
I may have gone back to that apartment 3 times after that.
Come on.
Yeah.
You moved immediately.
Yes, because my girlfriend had a really sweet place downtown.
Oh, you moved in.
Yeah, on First Avenue.
Before you got married, you moved in with her?
Yeah. We're married now, so it's
that's,
fine. It's fine. Everything's all good now.
Sin.
It all worked out.
All right.
It all worked out. But she had like a really garbage apartment on First Avenue and 70th. The building leaned up against another building.
Wow. Even the building was hammered.
Yeah, the building was hammered. So you couldn't have anything on wheels because the thing would, whatever on wheels would roll towards the lean.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, it was a $2,000 a month shotgun apartment.
All right.
It
Sweet.
was above a bar.
A month. $2,000 a month.
Oh, it was
Back
nuts.
then, too.
Those were, those are New York prices.
What year are we talking? This whole thing.
2000, 2001.
Oh, all right.
2002.
That was a different time in New York.
Yeah.
Because I lived there in 07, 08, and that was still dicey.
Yeah.
And now it's just Rite Aid, Pinkberry, and Chase Bank. It's
It
all
really has
different.
changed.
Oh, yeah.
Really has changed.
Now, the question is it better or worse? Is it better to have a sterile, no culture, boring honky fest, or is it better to get stabbed every week?
I'll be honest with you, I don't really like it when I go back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's too crowded.
What about Queens? You ever go back to Queens? Because I feel like that's a cool place to grow up.
I mean, every once in a while, kind of drive through and, see some friends.
Yeah.
It's, I live in Missouri now, man. I got 2 miles of woods behind my house.
Whoa, weird.
Yeah. Got 2
Those
kids.
are trees and grass. It's like trees and grass.
Yeah.
See, I don't dig that.
Yeah, no, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Yes, I'm 41. Maybe things change.
But I just see murderers in there. I like the city life. I like the rats and the Puerto Ricans and the big buildings, the subway, the public transpo. I hate the woods. I just go, there's an axe murderer there. There's a rapist. There's a weird bear. I don't know what's going on.
No, I like it.
Really? All right. Hey,
going
to
out
each his anal.
And I like going out and sitting on my deck and kind of looking out and watching the grass grow and breathing in. I'm a friggin' psycho.
Oh, do you hunt and all that stuff?
I can't hunt.
I can't either.
He's not allowed to.
He's can't have a gun.
I can't hunt off my.
It's through March, right? You can't have one.
No, I in theory, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with people that go out and bag their own deers and bring back the deer meat and hell, I'll eat your deer steak.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bring it on.
I don't know if I could do it myself.
I just don't want to do it myself.
I opened up a fox once. I skinned a fox. The whole thing was horrific. It's very unenjoyable. It smells like hell. The blood, the guts. It's very real, very visceral. But it ain't for me. I'm a city guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sitting around in a tree stand and, just being guys just talking about, chicks and farting and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Waiting for something to shoot.
But hell, I can do that at a bar. I'm farting right now. I'm half chub. You're hot. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to go to sit with my dad and covered in whiz.
Yeah.
I do that every day.
Well, I do have to bring up, and this is really, we were watching, I showed this video to everybody. You on the TV station in Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
With it's a morning show, and a lot of the times when comics come through town, it's usually they go to like Channel 2 or Channel 4, Channel 5 around here, and then they come to us. And you guys always look shell-shocked.
Yeah.
Because the news anchors have no idea who 90% of you are.
No. Rightfully
and
so.
Dumb questions.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't care.
They
They're
don't
not.
care.
They're never the ones that booked you, so they're just like,
Exactly. And they're like, they think comedy, bring him in. We'll have some yucks. But we're sickos. We're dead inside. I like horrible jokes. I like racial slurs. I like Holocaust. I like abortion. I want to get in there.
So much so that you shorten it. Abortion.
Yeah, it's cute. I paid for many, and I don't want to be here at 6 in the morning talking to Susie Q about the weather. It's brutal, but they think he's going to come in and tap dance and juggle and ride a unicycle and hump a stool. No, I want to upset you. I want to say horrible things. We're not in the same ballpark,
Boy,
sister.
you threw this chick for a real loop.
Oh, dang. That was impressive on her part because she hung in there. She deserves a weird little statue because I've done a million of these. They always walk off. They always, vomit in their mouth or call the cops. She wrote it out.
Yeah, so if you look up Mark Normand, Cleveland TV, I mean, there's like a million of these videos out there.
Yeah.
And it's
But see,
a thing.
The beauty of this one is I rode the line. I never went too dirty. Because if you go too far, they'll just cut you out.
Yeah.
But I still got some horrific things in. But they were still not considered FCC.
Well, here's the beginning. Here's setting the tone. Like, this is setting the tone for your appearance.
Yeah.
Welcome back here to New Day, Cleveland. It is time for a little bit of a laugh. We need comedian Mark Normand in our lives. He'll be here at Hilarities this weekend. So welcome here into the studio. It's good to have you here.
Hey, good to be here. It's a pleasure. I'm a little hungover, a little gay, but just glad to be here with you, sister.
See, that set the tone for the interview.
Oh, yeah. And I was hungover. And, you're annoyed, but she was very attractive. So that was keeping me going.
So you were sitting there with your legs crossed.
Yep.
Your legs were crossed. And why were your legs crossed?
I appreciate you saying that. I'm very happy to be here with you, too.
All right. Sorry, just hiding my erection. But, this is great.
I know you just
term.
Slimans?
Yeah, I had Slimans, so I'm really going to be on the toilet later.
That's what they say. And salt the locals. That really gets people going to your show.
We sold out that night, by the way. But yeah, no, you're right.
And salt the locals. All right, here's a little more from that interview.
You live in New York City now, but you're from New Orleans.
Yeah, wow, well done. You read my Grindr bio.
I was looking you up, yes.
Yeah.
And
On Grindr, yes.
Again, clean. Nothing wrong with being gay.
Yeah. These are all jokes, too, that, like you said, the majority of people that are watching the news, they're not going to get any of this. But the people like us that are forced to watch the news sometimes, are like, yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
Sneak it in there.
the 60-something-year-old woman named Norma who watches that goes, what's Grindr?
Yes, exactly.
That's what the kids are doing these days.
What is Grindr? Is that where you put pepper in?
Right.
I have a Grindr.
Yeah.
But
it was a struggle because I had to get a joke in with every line somehow, and I had to really veer off and kind of go off the beaten path. Like somehow she asked about New Orleans, I got to Grindr, So it was hard to find a way to make it silly the whole time. But
well, here's one of my favorite moments.
If you farted, it'd be weird. But if I fart, I enjoy it. I don't know why.
is that a guy thing?
Maybe.
Because I feel like you would hear, no woman would ever say something like that.
No, you guys are more of maybe a thing.
Oh my gosh!
But,
okay,
is that clean? I didn't know that was a beeper.
Yeah, that was a beeper.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was clean.
I mean, farts and lady farts. I mean, that's
you
took it.
But again,
I took it there.
You can see my wheels turn. Like, how am I going to make this funny? Queef.
Well, you did it. You did it. You finally. You made a morning TV news appearance actually entertaining.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We really appreciate that.
Highlight of my life.
Yeah. Were you surprised that kind of went
Totally. I walked out of there and went, all right, that was fun. Let's go to bed or let's get a bite or whatever. And I didn't think anything of it. Then it hit YouTube and people just shared it.
You got to find some ridiculous word and just try to sneak that into every one of those awkward things. That's what we did.
Entertaining.
Yeah, anytime we get stuck on one of those news things, we always challenge each other with, see if you can get this word in there. It's just something absurd.
I like
last
that.
time it was Jeff's meat sticks.
Yeah. Giant rubber fist was
Giant
one of
rubber
them.
fist was one.
Oh, okay. These all sound like punk bands.
Yeah.
Meat sticks. Rubber fist.
Your rubber fist is opening.
Yeah.
So we try to like sneak in, because those news appearances are usually weak.
Yeah. I just want to sit there with them and get real for a second. Like, how do you do this every day? It's so phony. Do you ever have like a urge to say a horrible thing? It's a weird way to live. Comedy is the exact opposite. It's all honesty.
Yeah.
I farted today. My mom's gay. My dad beat me. And this is like,
Yeah, the hilarious stuff.
yeah. And this is like hanging out with your aunt, where you got to be like, hello. It's like a coworker. Whether cold out. How about those Mets?
Well, I mean, listen, you really seem like you enjoy what you do.
Oh, I do. Thank you.
You genuinely watching you tell stories on stage. I mean, it looks like you enjoy what you do.
I do. I used to be a janitor. I moved furniture. I was a busboy. So I get that comedy's a gift. It's a luxury. So I'm very aware that I tell jokes on stage for an hour. Sure, you got to write them. You got to travel. You got to fly. That sucks. But I tell zingers for a living. It's pretty great.
I mean, listen, you've done it all. I mean, you got a comedy special. You got a podcast, too, right? You podcast.
You got to have a pod now.
Of course, you got to have a podcast.
Part of it. No offense to you guys.
We have podcasts, too.
Oh, you do? Oh, great. All right.
Yeah. Podcasts.
I have a podcast about podcasts. It's
some people get a radio guy's Howard Stern. You bring up podcasts. He pushes a button.
He's not into the podcast.
No, really.
Podcasts are our friends.
He doesn't like
dude.
them, huh?
Yeah.
As podcast listeners, we were really on board with that early, like years ago.
Right.
He's embraced it a little more now.
Oh, okay.
Howard Stern than what he did.
No, but we love talking about other podcasts. Other comedians that come in, we talk about their podcast. We listened to it last night, and hey, talk about we love it.
And I kind of get what Howard Stern was saying. Like, listen, he came up through the ranks. He worked his ass off to get on the radio, and anyone now could get a microphone and an internet connection and be quote unquote on the radio.
Right.
Yeah.
We feel that way about YouTube people. You know, the YouTube sensation guy who goes to a comedy club on a Tuesday, sells out 8 shows, and you go, that guy never did open mics. He never did the road or anything. He never honed it. But they don't care. They see him on YouTube, and they go, let's get an Instagram photo with the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had, I think it was Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
Came in.
And
he
annoying.
was.
I can't stand any celebrity who's like, I'll do stand-up now to pick up a check.
Well, and that's what I was going to bring up is a lot of other, like, comics, the road comics, are like, just thinks he could get on stage and just do his, entourage character and that's it.
Or even more than that, people are going to come just because of his entourage character, not because he earns.
But that's Howard Stern talking about podcasts.
I guess so. So I'm guilty of it too. But like Pauly Shore, you're not a comic. They're coming to see you because in the Army now. I'm sorry.
But
that'll get me in trouble.
But Pauly Shore, though, he's got a comic pedigree, though. I mean,
he's got a background, but that's like saying, hey, my dad's Wolfgang Puck. That means I can make an omelet. No, it doesn't. You still got to learn. You got to go to culinary school and figure it out and get in the kitchen and get your hands dirty. I'm just saying, I can't stand the...
Pauly Shore on here?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
One of our first guests.
Oh, one of our first guests. Yes, Shore.
Years ago.
All right, well, there you go. I'm sure he was happy to be here.
No, there was and remember, I think I said it when he left, there was a sadness.
Oh,
yeah, there was during the sad years.
To him.
Yeah.
Like, there was a sadness when he left. It was almost palpable when he left. Like, I felt sad.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to almost give him a hug. I didn't. But I almost wanted to give him a hug after that. Like,
well,
right.
He's had a tough go, and I feel for the guy, and he seems like a nice guy. I'm just saying the Pivens and the Steve-Os and the Chris Kattans and all these people, they're just going, all right, well, my career's
Everybody we've had on the show.
Yeah, you just named
And we do like Steve-O, though. Steve-O, he's a good egg.
Sweet man, and a cool dude and a talent. He can do things I could never do in my wildest dreams.
You try to swallow a light bulb? No.
I could never do that. I couldn't put a gerbil up my butt or whatever it is, but it's comedy. They just go, hey, all I got to do is hold a microphone, people will show up. And I'm not even blaming them. I'm more blaming the idiots who go see them. This is an actor. This is a guy from a TV show. Comedy is a different animal. It's a different art form.
Although whatever makes you laugh makes you laugh. I want to be entertained.
Have you gone to see him?
Steve-O, have we seen him? I think we've seen him.
Or are you talking Pauly Shore?
I'm talking I'm talking Catan, Tim Meadows.
We played a few shows together away from St. Louis as well, and like his act is really fun. It is really fun.
But it's also
stand up.
It's a little different.
Yeah, it's also storytelling.
There is some.
Okay.
He's moved in some elements. Now I saw him a couple years ago.
But he's been doing it a while now.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's been a
That's true.
decade or so, and in the beginning it was just stories and jackass stuff, and I think he would admit this too. It has dawned on him that it is an art form, and he has made it into more of a comedy thing.
Oh, well, good for him. All right. That's nice to hear.
Yeah, that dude's a hard worker. He's
obviously.
hard worker. So I think he's somewhat of the exception of what you're saying. But I know exactly what you're saying. The band thing, I'm a musician, and I toured for years, and I grew up in the 80s and 90s and honed a craft for decades, and then all of a sudden the craft was different, and everybody could make a record in their
I
basement.
did go see Jeremy Piven.
What's that?
I did go to see Jeremy Piven. That was a little tough.
But don't you think most people go to that like wanting to hear the stories? They don't really care if they're going to be funny or not.
Yeah.
They're just there like, hey, this is a place to hear them tell these cool stories and insight that I want to find out about, and I'm just a fan of his
And I get
career.
that, but my thing is, excuse me, what is so cool about hearing a story about a celebrity? I don't know. Like, to me, it's weird to go, let's go pay money, sit down, and listen to this guy talk. What, because he was in a couple movies? It's got to be entertaining. You still got to move me. You got to wow me. I want to see something I couldn't do.
Or at least don't bill yourself as a stand-up comic.
Thank you.
Like Jeremy Piven can go tell stories.
Yes.
But don't say, hey, I'm a touring stand-up comic. This is a touring stand-up comic. I think that's what you're trying to say.
You nailed it there, Fatty.
Need an opener for the road, by the way? I think we're getting along here.
Yeah, you get me.
That's Mark Norman. He is at Helium Comedy Club. He's got a couple shows tonight.
One of them's
Got a
already
couple
sold
shows
out.
tomorrow. Wow, already sold out.
Sold out show tonight, sold out show tomorrow. So the 10 o'clocks are available. So get it while you can.
Oh, congrats. That's awesome.
This is a tough. I don't know if you guys know, St. Louis is a tough market to fill.
Yeah.
Is it?
If you're not a Steve-O or a Pauly Shore, I'm nobody.
What do we have to plug? Anything
Hey,
besides the shows and
go to my website, marknormancomedy.com. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Grindr. And listen to my podcast, Tuesdays with Stories.
Okay.
Basically, we do the road, me and a friend, and we come back on Monday, talk about the fist fights, the heckles, the passionate lovemaking, and then it comes out on Tuesday.
All right.
Love it.
That's Mark Norman, everybody.
Praise Allah.
The Rizzuto Show.